Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome to another episode of Car Rides with Cody. I am glad you're here joining me today. Real quick, junior hire 6 to 7:30 tomorrow, Wednesday. We would love to see you guys. Please come on out. High schoolers 6 to 7:30 on Sundays. If you were there on Sunday, you know my lesson was about frustration and anger, but that really more kind of turned into a lesson about humility and being humble, and how humility can help us solve our problems with frustration and anger. And I want to kind of talk about that a little bit more today, the humility part and whatnot. And don't worry if high schoolers, if you were there and you're worried that this is going to be the same lesson, don't tune out. This is new stuff. I've got some new verses. We're going to turn to Luke chapter 18. So please go ahead and grab your Bibles so you can follow along. Luke chapter 18. We're going to be reading a little bit of the parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector. So verse 9 is where we're starting. And it says, "To some who were confident of their own righteousness and looked down on everyone else, Jesus told this parable. Two men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood by himself and prayed, 'God, I thank you that I am not like other people, robbers, evildoers, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week and give a tenth of all I get.' But the tax collector stood at a distance. He would not even look up to heaven, but beat his breast and said, 'God, have mercy on me, a sinner.'" I really like the example that the tax collector is giving us. I feel like in today's world, humility is kind of looked at with some hostility. Not many people view humility in a very good light today. But in fact, we know that God requires humility of us. Truly it is that God gave us everything. There's nothing that we have that is done by our own power. There's nothing that we can do 100% on our own accord. God always has a hand in helping us. So when things are going well, when we're thinking we're accomplishing these things, we need to remember, we need to be a little humble about things and remember that Jesus is blessing us. God is blessing us. And that's why a lot of these things are going well. And for high school night, we talked about having humility in situations of anger and frustration, which is humility basically being used in the way that you would be able to admit and understand that part of that anger and frustration is coming from what's in you. But we also need to have humility in good situations. When things are going really well for us, it's important not to get cocky and get all high and mighty, because the reality is things are going well because Jesus is helping us. God is blessing us. So I encourage you guys to try to practice humility. There are some other great verses in the Bible about humility. Feel free to text me and I will shoot them over to you. But until next week, have a happy car ride.